afternoon and welcome to the first ever gear talk. Well, first ever on my channel. Back in January when I did my end of year thing, looking back thing, I decided I wanted to do some sort of vlogs on gear. So I thought, what better way to start than to talk about my camera gear I use and what I use for different scenarios. So let's get into this. So I suppose you could break down what I do into two, possibly three. Two similar, but then three areas of sort of photography. You got the when I'm traveling over it, you know, with my truck, when we go camping or overlanding, motorsports, that sort of thing, all in the back of the truck. Doesn't matter what I carry. I'm carrying it in a truck at the end of the day, so weight-wise isn't an issue. We work out at the back of the truck. Then there's the trekking stuff. When we're on leave, normally in the UK, we go out hiking. So I don't carry all the gear then, obviously, because it's got to be on my back. But it's still a fair, substantial amount. And then finally is what I class as travel photography. Is probably more what it's my work basically. But I try to do the vlogs and all when I'm away and some travel photography. And because of that, not only do I have a normal hand luggage, I have to carry, I want to carry my camera gear as well. So there's a lot less gear goes, certainly nowhere near any of this goes when I do that. So basically, let's start with what we got. First of all, on the camera, the one I'm filming on is the Fuji X-T2 with the XF18-55 lens. I use that for vlogging as the main camera for vlogging. On the top then for sound I've got the Rode Video Micro, and then the second camera over here, what I'm using at the moment is my iPhone Pro Plus, iPhone Pro Max, just mounted on a normal little mount and a second tripod, because my normal vlogging cameras are on the table here. So camera wise, X-T3, this is my main camera for everything. I love this camera. It did replace the X-T2, and as such the X-T2, apart from being the vlogging camera now, is also my second body. So I tend to carry it a lot, not all the time, but a lot, as a second backup body. Even if I'm, like when we're working out of the truck, yes, I've got it with me all the time. When I go hiking, I don't tend to carry it hiking, but I do tend to carry it on leave with me, and I will leave it in the cottage as a spare camera, as my spare in case this one goes wrong. Lens wise, as I said, you've got the 18-55 up there. I've got the 10-24. I love this lens. This lens normally sits on the X-T3 all the time. This is my main lens. It gets the most use for absolutely everything. I've then got the 55-200. Now, out of all the various camera systems I've had, I must admit this is one of the best kit lenses in this sort of size that I've ever had. It is absolutely fantastic for its weight, for its value for money. It is a brilliant lens. So again, and more often than not, it goes with the X-T3. The final lens I carry, and again, this is usually only when out of the truck. This is the XF100-400, and its obvious use is sport for me, mainly motorsports these days in the desert rallies. Again, the reproduction of this lens when you're shooting way out into the dunes is absolutely fantastic. It is really, really good. Admittedly, there's a fair weight to it, so it has to be used with a monopod, but it's a great lens. The next camera I've got is the Nikon A900. Now, this is my work camera, what I use for surveying. These tend to get very used and abused. But the reason I went, and normally we only pay for sort of a very cheap point and press for survey work, but I went for a little bit more expensive with this because when I think back to my Nikon D5000, this pretty much, it does exactly the same as the D5000 in a considerably smaller and lighter box. So that's a great camera, great for surveys, but also great if I'm going to places where I don't want to carry all of this. This is a great camera to take. So that's spot on. We've then got the DJi Pocket, which is normally my sort of vlogging mic when I'm walking and that sort of thing, because I've got the DJi selfie stick over there that goes with it, and it's great for when you're just out and about, stick it in the back of the rucksack, bring it out, it's perfect for that. Outside shots when we're vlogging on the truck and that sort of harsh environment type thing, I've got a GoPro Hero Black 7. Hero Black 7? Is that what they're called? Can't remember. Anyway, got a GoPro. Does what it says on the tin at the end of the day. I don't use it for sound because I don't think the sound's fantastic on them, but there we go. Talking of sound, we move further along. I've got a Zoom audio recorder and a Lavalier mic, which I think is a Boya. They go together quite well. The drone, I've got the drone, but I don't. It's only a DJi Spark. Now I've thought, and with the Fly More package, I've thought of upgrading this a lot. Should I go to the expense of buying a better drone, or a bigger drone? But to be honest, we're quite restricted legally in the UAE of what we can use drones for. And I really honestly can't justify the cost of a better drone, or upgrading my drone I should say, when I don't use it that much. I do like to do drone footage, and maybe this one is restricting me a bit in what I can do. Like the last vlog, we went out, it was too windy to fly this drone. Maybe a better quality drone, a heavier drone, would have been alright in the wind that we had. But anyway, there we go. At the moment I don't feel I can justify it. Little bits and pieces, a couple of remote shutter releases, one for the X-T3, one for the X-T2. A bucket load of SD cards, some camera cleaning gear, batteries galore. There's 3 spare batteries for the drone, plus the one in use. There's 5 spare batteries for the X-T3 and X-T2, plus the ones in use. 3 spare GoPro batteries, plus the one in use. And 3 spare batteries, plus the one in use for my Nikon. So I have shitloads of battery power, and it's always all charged, and I tend to carry it all the time as well. I don't know why, I just don't like to run out of battery. Cleaning gear, usual cleaning gear, got a blower thing, there's a brush, although I don't like to do it in the field, there's the sensor cleaning brushes, sensor cleaning fluid, those sort of things. A couple of spare mounts. I got a spare Arc of Swiss that came with the smaller Benro. I've got this is actually, I made this one, funny enough. This is a RAM ball mount, but then mounted onto a GoPro mount, so I can mount that in the truck on the dash. But I've got one of these on the dash, so I can mount this onto the dash and then put the GoPro or whatever else I want attached to that. Since then, I've had a proper one delivered anyway, but that's what I made up. Perfectly good. I've got a nodal slide for those times when, more often than not, when we're out walking and would like to do a nice landscape panorama. I've got a nodal slide just to get things a little bit nicer. Filters for the XT system. I used to use square filters. These are Formatt Hitech. I used to use the Formatt Hitech square one or oblong ones, but I came to the conclusion all I was using was NDs. I wasn't using graduated filters at all. So all I've gone to now is I've got my circular polarizer, and I've got a 10 stop, and I think it's a 3 or 4 stop ND. I don't seem to use filters any more than that. When I want to put an ND on these days, I tend to just do it in Lightroom. So there's no need to carry the big pack of filters, I don't feel anymore. I've also then got a pack of ND filters that go on the front of the GoPro. The GoPro's in a separate housing, and I've got these filters that go on the front of there as well. Tripod rise, right, monopod. We've got a Benro. This is a C49F if you want to get technical. It's a carbon fiber monopod. I like lightweight gear. I'm a sucker for lightweight stuff, so everything's got to be carbon fiber. That's a carbon fiber one to be used in conjunction with this. At the moment there's no ball head on it. I tend to take the ball head off my Joby, which is just a basic rolly ball head, and put on here when I want to use this. The Joby tripod is I think it's the 5K, because I had it when I had the Nikons, which were quite heavy, so that'll take substantial weight. So it'll take any of my gear as it is at the moment, no problem at all. The next little tripod is my travel tripod. I carry that with me whenever I travel anyway, because it folds up so small. Again, this is a Benro. I can't remember the model number. I'll put all the details somewhere, either on this video or in the link in the description below. It's carbon fibre as well. My only criticism of this one is it doesn't go as high as I would like it to go. Even on full extension, it's not as high, and then you start getting a little bit unstable. But as far as tripods for travel go, it's great. It's packed small, it's tiny. What more do you want? And then that brings us on to the big boy, the Benro Mach 3. Wife bought me that for my 50th birthday. Absolute fantastic tripod. Rock solid. It does weigh a bit, even though it's carbon fibre, especially with the G2 ball head on top. But I tell you what, it is well worth the money. Absolutely fantastic. So finally, that brings us on to the bags and how we carry all this gear. Now, I've got two bags here because my third bag is actually in the UK. So most of the time out here, all of this gear is stored in this bag all the time. This is the Low Pro Whistler BP 450-2AW. That's a good mouthful, isn't it? I love this bag. It does have its failings for what I do, but it serves the purpose perfectly. It carries all of this gear. I can lie it on the back seat of the truck when I'm working out of the truck, and it's just absolutely spot on in every respect, I think. The failings that I find is the tripod. This is not really designed to have a tripod strapped to the outside. You can strap skis to it and snowboards, ice axes, but they're not much use in the desert. So that's the only real criticism I've got for this bag. The next bag, and I use this working out of the truck, motorsports, all that sort of thing. The next one is this little Low Pro. This is the Micro Trekker 200. I've had this bag about 15 years. And the reason I like this one, I use it when I travel with work, because most airlines allow you to carry a piece of hand luggage plus a small camera bag. That is a small camera bag. Fits under the seat in front of you, allegedly, even though I'll put it in the locker above. So you can get away with that and you pull along hand luggage and no one questions it. Or at least I haven't been questioned yet, and I did, what, 47 flights last year? So, I mean, come on, it's been proven on numerous airports that you can get away with that. The one that's missing goes in the middle. I've actually, in the UK, I've got the BP 350, the slightly smaller version of this, which I use for walking in the mountains, hiking, that sort of thing. To get to the UK though, I've got a pull along Low Pro as well. So all of this fits in a large Low Pro for pulling along, and then when I get there, I decant it into the smaller version of this for walking. If I was doing a lot of regular walking, this bag would be too big, I feel. I think if I was doing a lot of regular walking as well, mind, I don't think this bag would, I think I'd probably have a lot more criticism for it, because it's not really a walking, hiking bag, it's more definitely a camera bag. Although there is a huge pocket at the front here, I think if I was doing a serious walking like I used to, it wouldn't fit the needs, but it does at present, so there we go. Anyway, let's move on. Let's now look at what goes in each bag for each scenario. Let's do it. Okay, so for working out of the truck, what I should have said was I have additional packaging for some, or additional baggage for some of the items, like the Lavalier in its own little bag. Cleaning gear all goes in a bag. All my spare batteries are in this hard case thing. Drone and the drone controller in hard case shells as well. So let's, which I've now packed away, as you can see. So let's put this now into here, as I would if we were working out of the truck for the desert. So X-T3, 10-24. Normally that would actually be on the camera itself, but just for now we won't. Okay, 200 to 55 in there. The 18 to 55 would be in there. Two remote controls, shutter releases. Into one of those back pouches there. Okay. Then we will use all the cleaning gear. Drops into there, along with that one. The duster I tend to just lay on top of the 10 to 24. SD cards, storage. Again, just drops into one of those. Nodal slide drops in with the SD cards, although sometimes I put it down the bottom here, depending on what we're carrying. Spare batteries, drone, down the bottom there. Spare batteries next to it. Drone controller into there. Okay. Then there's mounts for the GoPro. Tends to just drop into there, along with a bit of a clip for the GoPro that I use sometimes in there, and also the RAM mount. Sensor cleaning brushes there. That's just a spare end cap. So I'll drop that into along with just some adapters also go into there. Then the GoPro drops in there, and also the DJi Pocket also drop into there. Then my sound, yep, this pocket at the end here, all the sound gear drops in there. Normally the Rode Video Micro will also drop into there as well. Filters for the camera, filters for the GoPro, and then this last slot here is where the body of the X-T2 would normally go. That is pretty much all my gear that would go in this bag at the best of times. If I flip it over, what I tend to keep in this side then, because bear in mind I'm working out of the back of the truck, the selfie stick for the pocket, the Jovi Gorilla Pod also fits in there. All that's left is my work camera and the batteries, and then the 22 to 400, 100, start again, the 100 to 400, it's got its own sort of microfiber bag, and I tend to put this in with my clothes in a hold-all in the truck, just for a little bit more security. The big tripod at the back, the Mach 3 and the monopod, all just slide under the seat in the truck. Job done. So that's how we do it for anything working out the back of the truck, motorsports. Yeah, if we're doing gas track, sunrises, sunsets, landscape, that sort of thing, camping, overlanding, anything like that. That's exactly how we pack the gear. That's my first scenario. Now, I can't show you the exact scenario for walking because it's a different bag, but it's slightly different. It's not the same. So I'm going to rewind this, and I'll show you on this one exactly how I would set it up for hiking. So rewind. Okay, so for hiking then, what we've got here is we've got the X-T3 and the 10 to 24. We've got the cleaning gear still the same, SD card still the same. This would be the 18 to 55mm lens. Normally in this one would be the X-T2 body. Don't carry that when I'm walking in the mountains. My lenses, filters, spare batteries, drone, nodal slide, drone controller, DJi Pocket, but no GoPro. Don't carry that. 55 to 200, and my audio type gear. And then on the back side we've just got the selfie stick for the DJi Pocket, and normally there would be sort of the waterproofs and pack lunch etc. in this side when we go walking. Strapped on the outside would be the Mach 3 tripod as well. So now let's move on to the setup for travel. Rewind once again. Okay, so now let's look at schooner rigged, as I like to call it, and the setup I use when I'm travelling with work. Obviously then try and keep the gear moving in. So this is all the gear, and just so you can see a comparison of what I don't take with me. X-T3, 10 to 24. The 55 to 200. I'm trying to remember how it goes again, it's that long since I travelled. Okay. My cleaning gear, cleaning cloth, ends cleaning swabs, whatever you want to call them, my SD cards, and the duster, and then I do take the Lavalier mic. I tend to take the Boya, the zoom, sorry, my work camera, and the spare batteries for my work camera. I do lob the charger for it in with my main luggage, and then we've also got the DJi Pocket and my camera filters, and that is pretty much it. Sometimes I put this in the hand luggage, sometimes I do it will actually sit on top here, sometimes it goes in the main luggage, so it's not the end of the world, and that, when weighed, is under the 5 kilo. The travel tripod, again, I love this tripod. This is a great little tripod. took me a while to be convinced until I saw a few YouTube reviews on it. There's no weight. I think it's something like 0.8 or 0.9 of a kilo. It's nothing. I could be wrong there. And it's tiny. Look, it's all bigger than the back. That's my travel setup for work. When I go away to work, and you see the vlogs like stuff like I did last October, I think it was, in Singapore. And all of those that are done when I'm traveling, that's exactly how they're done. There is no more gear involved. I don't take the drone because I don't know, in some of these countries they can be a little bit funny. But that's pretty much it. Oh, I've left out the battery actually. So just to show you it does fit. I thought I had so much room. So there you go. Batteries, pocket, and there we go. So, and don't forget those batteries have GoPro and drone batteries in it, which I would remove before I travel. And I tend to put the cables that I need in there and then as well. So there you go. Bit of an insight into the gear that I've got, the gear that I'm using, the different scenarios I'm using it in, and what I'm using in each scenario, what I carry with me when I travel. It goes to show you don't need all the gear going to get into this sort of thing, you know. Don't forget as well that my iPhone, I use the iPhone, and something I didn't bring out here, I should have actually, was my Moment lenses. I use the iPhone with Moment lenses, and I use that a lot. At the end of the day, the best camera you've got is the one that's in your pocket. More often than not, it's your telephone. So all of this gear is great, but if you just want to put it on social media, use a telephone as well. Anyway, if you like this one, hit the subscribe button, the little bell by the side so you know when I'm putting the next one online. Hit the like button. Stay safe. We'll see you all on the next one. Catch you again.